Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's presentation as part of the Industry Insight webinar series. The topic this time is Automate Client Intake. Speaking today will be David Silverberg of PracticePanther. As the Director of Client Experience for PracticePanther, David spends his time on the phone listening to client feedback and analyzing ways to make the software easier to use. He takes this feedback and translates it to our development team to plan out our future feature releases. He's also responsible for managing our help center of articles and video tutorials to make sure our members have all the information they need to practice law and the learning style they prefer. The presentation today will be followed by a Q&A. Please enter your questions into the question box in the webinar panel on the right side of your screen. All questions will be addressed at the end of the presentation. We're recording this webinar and we'll be sending a video and a follow-up email in a few days. We'll also post a video on our blog at www.lawtechnologytoday.org. Thank you all for joining us. We'll now begin the webinar.
Yeah, hey everyone. Again, like he mentioned, my name is David Silverberg. I'm the Director of Client Experience here at PracticePanther. So I get a lot of feedback from everyone. I get to hear every day, different ways that we can improve, and I do my best to communicate those different ways to our development team to see how we can be getting better each and every day. Today, like he mentioned, we're going to be talking about how you can best automate your client intake. But what does that really mean, right? So today, if you're not using any kind of the software that we're going to be speaking about in a bit, your most common ways of getting new clients, new leads to be reaching out to you is if they happen to just call in, if they have access to your phone number, maybe they found your website and got your number there, by a friend, maybe they just found your website in general and wanted to reach out. Now, the problem here that you're going to find, and we experience this a lot too when new leads are coming our way, is your website is like a shop, right? And more often than not, when a new lead is looking around for a lawyer in this case, they're not only looking at your website. They probably Google searched for lawyers in their area or about the practice area that they're looking for, and they might have a number of options and a number of tabs opened up on their screen. And this can be happening at any point. It could be happening at 4 in the afternoon. It could be happening at 3 in the morning while you're sleeping. So our goal is essentially to make sure that your website is the one that stands out to those leads, those potential leads, looking out for a new law firm. So we're going to be, looking at different ways that we can stand out here for your website. And just a couple of quick things here. Typically we find that good websites will have, your firm name, obviously, right there as big as possible, your logo on there as well, if you have one. Hopefully it has some kind of About Us page to kind of go over your firm's mission statement, kind of talk about reasons why they should come to your firm specifically, what makes you guys special. If you are using some kind of software that allows you to have a client portal like PracticePanther does, having some kind of login button on your website makes it look that much more official when compared to websites that don't have that kind of option. A lot of clients, a lot of leads, they like to understand right off the get-go just how well or how good the communication between themselves and their lawyer will be. So having some kind of a login button where they'll be able to go in and know that they have an account with your firm will help tremendously. Another one that's really important that we're going to be talking mostly about today is a Contact Us button. Now, the Contact Us button will typically take them to a page that might have a couple of questions for them to fill out, things that your firm really cares about to just at least get their foot in the door. Most people, if the lead clicks on the Contact Us button, congratulations, you're probably the firm that they're trying to go with. They might be reaching out to a couple of different firms. And, much like many leads or many clients in any business, a lot of the times the lead will pick the business that is able to reach out to them first. And this is really where the automated email system will come into play, which we're going to talk about in just a bit as well. Now, a couple of things, if you want to be able to replicate what we're talking about today, there are tons of software that do what we're going to be talking about in different capacities. The ones that we're going to be focusing on today are PracticePanther, MailChimp for the email automation, and for scheduling consultations very easily, Acuity Scheduling. We're going to be talking about how we can make all three of these software work hand in hand in making sure that anyone that does reach out to you guys The information comes in as cleanly as possible into your own contact management system, and B, they are reached out to as soon as possible with follow-up steps and things of that nature. Really giving you the ability to hold the lead's hand step by step by step, no matter what you're doing in that given time. You could be sleeping at 3 or 4 in the morning, it doesn't matter. That's when most people like to do most of their online shopping anyway. So moving forward, as far as PracticePanther goes, it is the most easy to use, most intuitive and user-friendly software on the market right now for case management and client management. We do also offer the client portal login button, because we do have a client portal of our own for you to have really great open communication with your clients. And we'll also be able to provide you with a contact us button using our in-house intake forms. They're built into our system and are essentially questionnaires that you'll be able to create your own, whatever questions you really care about asking your clients. It could be most commonly, at least for the getting their foot in the door, asking them for their full name, best number to reach them, their email address, why they're reaching out to you in the first place. If you're a firm that only handles one specific type of case, then it's very acceptable to maybe add a couple of additional questions onto this form that can really help you pre-qualify these leads and make sure they're a good fit for your firm, or that your firm is a good fit for them. My one recommendation, if you are ever designing a questionnaire, really would be to keep it as short as possible, because you don't want to overbear or overdo the amount of work that it looks like for those leads. If I was looking at a website and I got onto the contact us button and there's a 20 question intake form with like a essay section, I'm probably clicking out of there and going somewhere else. So to initially get your leads foot in the door, you are going to want to make it as short and sweet as possible, asking only what is absolutely necessary to get their contact information. Now, what's really cool about our intake forms, aside from you being able to customize it to your needs, is no matter how someone fills out the form will then come back to PracticePanther and it will create the contact for you and fill out the information. So it's already going to be inside of PracticePanther when you go to work the next day, for example. So the other thing that this does is in PracticePanther specifically, we do have a tagging functionality to really attach any keywords that you care about to your contacts. So you can track different things like referral sources, for example. When a contact is created from the form, they're automatically tagged with the name of the form. So in any given morning when you come into the office, you'll be able to really just get a quick glance at all the new leads you got from that form over the last 7 days or the last day, so you know who your hottest leads are right away. Moving on to MailChimp, that is going to be our email campaign system. As I mentioned before, there are a number of email campaign systems out there, so definitely find the one that you like the most, for sure. Reason I recommend MailChimp in this case is because, well, PracticePanther has a direct integration with MailChimp. So if you're already thinking about using PracticePanther, MailChimp would be the next obvious step. What MailChimp or what email campaign systems actually do, they allow you to send specific types of emails to specific groups of people. So you don't have to spend a whole bunch of time emailing your leads or your clients one at a time over and over again. You can just write one email that is related to maybe all of your criminal clients and be able to email all your criminal clients, in one click and send the same email to many, many, many people. It does integrate with PracticePanther. We do send our contacts to MailChimp, so you have your contacts waiting over there for you with their email addresses and their tags. Remember, there are special keywords that you use to categorize your contacts will be over there, so you can pick one of your tags, for example, the intake form tag, and then decide to automatically email your client anything you want for those clients that have that tag. What this really translates to is it will allow you to have your lead click on the Contact Us button, fill out the information, and then when they fill out the information, a contact is made on PracticePanther with their info, and you then have an automation in MailChimp that gets prompted over the next 5 to 10 minutes. It takes a little bit of time for the information to go to PracticePanther and then go to MailChimp. But you'll be able to have MailChimp automatically email that lead minutes after they've filled out the form. So this is really helpful, because this allows you to basically reach out to your clients as quickly as possible. Again, no matter the circumstances, no matter if you're in court all day and you reached out and your paralegal's really busy, or maybe you don't even have a paralegal and you want something to automatically reach out to these leads. This is going to be the system that lets you do that. 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, it doesn't matter. They will hear directly from you. The email can come from you, say whatever you want. So yeah, it does automatically email your leads whenever you want. Just kind of went over that there. And what would a great email really say here? So a couple things to go over. You want to, A, thank them for finding you in the first place. You want to provide them with whatever information they might need when it comes to them initially coming into your office. You know, what should they expect to bring? What kind of documentation would they need before going into that consultation, to make sure that they have everything they need to get started with the case right away, making your lives easier, their lives easier, etc. You can give them a really good understanding of what they can expect from your firm as far as the quality of care, or what next steps are really on the way even after the consultation. And you'll even be able to provide them a link to schedule a consultation with you directly, right then and there. And the way we're going to do that is through the Acuity scheduling system. Acuity will be able to talk to your calendar, see your availability, and give your availability for those leads to choose from, whatever works best for them, so that way they can schedule a time with you and they haven't even spoken to you yet. Fun fact, by the way, Acuity is actually what we use at PracticePanther whenever people are scheduling demos or they are scheduling a training session. We use Acuity to show them our availability as well. So we definitely believe in it, we definitely use it, and we definitely recommend it. All right, next up, just talking about Acuity once again here, other options are Calendarly is another option you can play around with. If you find any others, it's definitely good. We obviously recommend Acuity, as I just mentioned. The goal here just being giving your clients the immediate ability to reach out to you, immediate ability to schedule with you, so that you can go ahead and know when you have consultations the next morning that you didn't even know existed until you came into the office. So definitely very good at getting them through the door. Now the last step, and I'll go ahead and we'll show an example email in just a bit to kind of put the pieces together. But the last step would be literally just taking that link that you get from your Acuity scheduler or whatever scheduling system you use and putting it in that initial automated email that goes out from the intake form. It's as simple as copying the link and pasting it wherever you want it to be. You could also hyperlink certain things, like click here, for example, or schedule a consultation with me can be a link in itself. That would then take them to see your availability. So again, no matter what time they're reaching out to you, they can go ahead and fill out the contact us form. You'll have a contact waiting for you in your contact management system, and they will automatically get an email saying whatever you want, preparing them and building those expectations you want them to have before they even speak to you. So your daily routine would look something like coming into the office. First thing, you're getting a cup of coffee, sitting down at your desk, you open Panther, and then you'll be able to see all of the people that came from that form by using the forms tag, and specifically see all of the people that came from that form today, yesterday, over the last 7 days. Really gives you the ability to see who your hottest leads are that just came through and who you need to reach out to right away. You would also want to make sure you check your calendar regularly in the morning. That way you can see if there are any new consultations today or coming up that you weren't aware of. So before we go over these questions, I do want to give you an example of the email. So if you guys can see my screen still, you can see right here, there's just a really quick example I kind of threw together. You have your firm's logo. I put PracticePanther's logo here. Welcome to Panther Law. Giving them an expectation of what the next step is. So now that you've created a client portal or profile in our system, click here to schedule a consultation. You can see I have the little click here button highlighted. We will need you to bring the following stuff. For example, And we can go ahead and if you want to see, click here, would literally take them. In our case, I'm taking us to our training page here where they can go ahead and pick one of the options. So you could actually have different types of consultation options at their disposal to pick from. And when we go ahead and pick one of these, they're going to be able to see all of my direct availability whenever that might be.